She said, ooh.
Hey guys, welcome back to another parts review on the Blacklist channel. So tonight we're going to talk about three new parts that I got in the mail for the 500 kilowatt Barra build. At this stage now, I'm just, getting all these smaller bits, tidying everything up and finishing it all off. So when I pulled the box off to send it away, I noticed that my flex plate had been welded on. The bolts had been welded, which is super common for Barras and shear bolts and all that sort of stuff. So people just tack weld them on. But the welds that were on this thing weren't just tack welds. They were like big heaps, like just chunky welds. So as we were grinding them off, they were just so thick. We ended up grinding into the flex plate a little bit and there was nothing we could do there. I was like, oh well, I'll just buy a new one. So obviously if I'm gonna buy a new one, I'm gonna upgrade it. I'm always gonna try and get the next best thing in this build. So I end up getting the Atomic Chrome Moly flex plate. So that's it there. It is 9 millimeters thick as opposed to the 2 millimeter thick flex plate that comes standard on the Barras. And as you can see, it also has these cutout holes here too, 40 millimeter cutout holes that help with the rotating mass and also cool the flex plate too, or help in cooling the flex plate. I don't know how effective it is, but that's just what they say they are there for. Another good thing about this Atomic flex plate is that it will do 4-bolt and 3-bolt power glide. So, if you're running a glide, you can still use one of these, which is really handy. That's it there, guys. The Atomic upgraded Chrome Moly flex plate, all CNC'd. Just a nice little upgrade for the 500 kilowatt Barra build. They also gave us, some fitting hardware there as well. A heap of crush washers with that too. So as you tighten down, the washers crush into the metal. They stop it from free spinning back out under vibration and things like that. I think it's still probably going to come loose. Keelek do like a lock washer or something like that. Something that it locks in. It's got locking tabs or something like that. I might invest in some of them later on, but I'll see how these go for now. A typical Atomic, lots of instructions there with, all your foot-pounds of tightening, and they give you a fair bit of different ways that you wouldn't expect to, fit some of their parts. Like I said with my rebuild kit, the bolt stretching and stuff like that, I've never heard of things like that. And just supplied us with a little bit of grease. So that's the flex plate. All right, so the next thing on the list is in-tank Walbro pump. I end up getting a 460 in-tank, and it is way overkill for what I needed. I probably needed like a 250 in-tank Walbro because I've already got twin 044s. So this is just a pickup feed pump really, but I end up getting a 460. It should be fine to use. It shouldn't be too much, I'm hoping. So yeah, I've got that here. So that's that there, a Walbro 460 in-tank. So that's your pump there, in-tank pump. They're not too hard to fit. They're not a direct fit, but they're, relatively easy to get in. And then it just comes with like your pigtail harness as well. So I'll just wire this into where the stock one goes. So cut the stock one off, wire this one in, and that way it adapts up to this pump, just like that. So I've got that. And then something that I'm super excited to get on the car is my Plasma Man dual entry fuel rail. So you've got an entry there and an entry there, because I'm running twin 044, so you'll have one 044 feeding either side. So that's the Plasma Man fuel rail there in black, as I've gone with black as my theme on this car. I really like this. I really like the look of it. It's good quality. You've got the Plasma Man etched in there. Not that you can really see it in this dark lighting. And then something that, I'm also pretty excited to get on there just because I think it looks really cool is the Go Fast Bits FXD. So this is my fuel reg here. So this fuel reg has two -8 ports, a pressure gauge port, which I've already got the gauge in it, and one -8 return port with two -8 imports, and then you've got your vacuum line there as well. So that's my return line, that's my feed in, gauge port, and then I've just got this one blocked off here. You can, oh well, that is your vacuum line too there. So it also like has another gauge port there if you want to run that. So you can also run that for like your ECU sensors as well. So like on the Heltex and stuff like that, you can run an ECU sensor into this for fuel pressure. These are awesome. Like these will flow 1800 liters per hour at 25 PSI. Do a 1-to-1 fuel pressure rise rate, which is really good for adjustment. They also have double layered and double reinforced diaphragms with like a burst pressure of like 500 PSI, I think it said. And one of the best things about these fuel regs is that you can completely pull them apart and service them. So if you need to replace a diaphragm and things like that inside there, you can pull it apart and service it. So yeah, that's the GFB FXD high flow. It's a really nice looking fuel pressure reg. I got the upgraded kit that came with all the fittings too. So everything's black. Everything's gonna look neat and tidy. All right guys, so just a little bit of an update as well on what's happening with this build. So I've pushed my tune date back to September the 22nd instead of September the 2nd now. So the only reason I did this was not because I wasn't gonna get the motor ready and things like that. I mean, it's gonna help my stress levels on that sort of thing, but it's because I couldn't find a X-Force exhaust. So I wanted to do an X-Force exhaust, just value for money. So I was gonna get a 3.5-inch catback system. When I rang around, I spent a good half of the day ringing around different exhaust shops. They all said to me, look, they're out of stock and they don't have ETAs at the moment. So that was like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I started ringing around getting custom quotes, and all the custom quotes that I got were from like 2,000 to 1,500, 1,300, 1,200, 1,200. That's just, I don't know, to me, for a catback system for $1,200 in mild steel, I just found that quite expensive. But you know, I've never done a custom system like that sort of thing before. I've always just used X-Force and stuff like that because it's just easy. It's good value for money. You can't beat that. I ended up going right price, and they said they can adapt my 4-inch advanced dump to a 100 cell high flow cat, 3.5-inch all the way through to a single muffler for, I think they said 650 bucks around there. Well, they said it wouldn't be any more than 650. So that's a wicked price. So I'm gonna go to them and get that done. I'm gonna hopefully book that in for the 14th to get that sorted. So that's the whole reason that I've postponed the tune date, is because of the exhaust. I only had a 3-inch previously, and I really wanted to go up to the 3.5, as Clint from Profile Autosport said that 3.5 is like your minimum to make decent power on a Barra. That's where I wanted to go to, and this is what I need to do to get there. So a positive to come out of all of this is that when I had the original tune date of September the 2nd, it was a day that I was going to be at work, so I wasn't going to be able to be there to film it for you guys and show you what, you know, what the outcome was there in person. So now being September the 22nd, I have booked it on my day off, so I can be there the whole day, and you know, we can keep up to date with what's going on. I might even do a bit of a live feed as well, just while I'm there. But yeah, so I can film it all now. We can get, you know, power readings, and as we ramp it up and change over to the fuels, because we're doing E85 tune and a 98 tune as well with the PCM Tech tune. So dual fuel tune. So it should be a really good day. Should have a lot of good content on that day too. We're still gonna have a heap of other content coming up. I've got the full rebuild happening. So block and head and everything else be back from the machine shop tomorrow. Then I've taken Friday, Saturday off work, and Sunday, Monday off work too, to start assembling the motor. So I'm gonna get a heap of footage on that for you guys and hopefully create another good video. But guys, I hope you're having a good night, and thanks for tuning in again. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. That would mean heaps to me. I really appreciate all your support so far, and I'm really enjoying this, and I hope I can keep making some good content for you guys. All right, guys, have a good night.